Astrological predictions for the future marriage of 12 zodiac signs. Here are the astrological predictions for the future marriages of the 12 zodiac signs. Let's find out who you'll marry and how your home will look. Getting married is a huge gamble because it requires putting one's entire life at risk without any certainty. Assist the 12 zodiacs in anticipating marriage-threatening situations. Aries. Aries married at an extremely young age. Aries easily meets the person of their dreams at a young age and devotes themselves to this relationship. Consequently, many Aries marry at a young age. At the start of a new life, married Aries will gladly devote themselves to a small home. This constellation begins to learn how to be a good husband and a good housewife. As long as they do not encounter cold water from the outside, their enthusiasm will burn like a raging fire when they are passionate about something. Taurus. Although Taurus wants to settle down and get married soon, this zodiac sign's life and love relationships frequently face many obstacles. Taurus probably chooses marriage because they lack confidence in their future. When they feel uncertain about the future, they begin to consider getting married and being with the person they love. Feel secure and at ease. Gemini. According to predictions based on the future marriages of the 12 zodiac signs, Gemini will have a good time and will not consider marriage until around the age of 30. Later, the Gemini's decision to marry is largely influenced by the decisions of others. Marriage is a significant relationship milestone, not a grave, as is commonly believed. People of the Gemini zodiac, we believe you are intelligent enough to keep the marriage ablaze, to continue cultivating sweet love after marriage, and to not just consider yourselves life partners. Cancer. As the zodiac sign that marries the earliest, the likelihood of Cancer marrying his first love is relatively high. Cancer adores family and is delighted to establish a small family without the presence of their parents. The age of 30 is the best time to build a career and a family, but it is also the most difficult time for Cancer. During such times, if the other half is not someone who understands, encourages, and cheers, Cancer will quickly become disinterested, bored, and increasingly estranged. If you still wish to save this marriage, you and your spouse must pay more attention to understanding and empathy. Leo. Leo calculates and considers carefully, especially when it comes to important matters such as marriage or children. They have planned it for a very long time, but they frequently fall short. Leos who choose the path of marriage are unquestionably those who surrender to love after being persuaded by their partner. You must be aware that this sign is difficult to approach, but if they truly love someone, they will do whatever it takes to announce their relationship to the world and will want to marry them as a things that are their own. When they first got married, Leo's enthusiasm was evident on their faces, as they delighted in being with their spouse and savored the sweet moments. Virgo. The topic of marriage holds little significance for Virgo, who typically marry later than their peers. Because they will not attach themselves intentionally to a small home or follow the trend of friends' weddings due to their impatience. The only reason they decided to get married was because they were both financially and emotionally stable. One could even say that if they decide to get married, their love will be natural and produce fruit. Libra. According to predictions based on the future marriages of the 12 zodiac signs, Libras are frequently persuaded to get married earlier than they had planned, only to be surprised when they discover they no longer have a family. No longer available as a single individual. Libra is very proud and content after marriage. Because when you lived with your parents previously, there were always things you disliked that could not be altered. For instance, the texture and color of the wallpaper in your room, the style of clothing you prefer. And even your eating preferences can only be determined by your parents. Wherever you go, you will be treated as a child. I am. Surely Libra can relate to this, recalling the days when he was controlled by his parents. Scorpio. It is unreasonable to expect Scorpios who are madly in love to wait until graduation before getting married. So, after graduation, Uncle Scorpio can't wait to drag his lover into the wedding theater, and you will be overjoyed to be wed to the person you love. Don't be fooled by this constellation's ice-cold, emotionless exterior into thinking it doesn't know how to love. Their interior is actually quite rich. They simply do not wish for outsiders to see through this. Sometimes you worry that your marriage is altering you for the better or worse. Advice: don't overthink it. If you live honestly, the benefits of marriage will certainly outweigh the costs. We should not deny the happiness of others based solely on our own personalities. Rather, we should occasionally share freely. Sagittarius. Sagittarius will marry people with a calm, gentle personality. However, you do not calm down easily, so your partner will always understand and forgive you. Individuals born under this zodiac sign are emotional infants who cannot always differentiate between liking and falling in love. Under the care of a lover, Sagittarius will discover that their first marriage is less stressful than anticipated. Consider how the other person has been patient and supportive when you are dissatisfied. Let's put ourselves in each other's shoes, gain a deeper understanding of one another's suffering, and share the load in order to have a home of our dreams. Capricorn. Capricorn believes getting married should take precedence over pursuing a career. In this view, marriage is beneficial for Capricorn because it allows them to focus on their career without distraction. People born under this zodiac sign tend to be overly ambitious, so they may neglect their family after marriage, viewing it as a place to unwind after a long day of work. Therefore, Capricorn is frequently complained about and lamented by the other half because you are not respected. Because you are not responsible, because you only know money and work, and because you neglect your children and do not care about them. Hence, Capricorn infant, you must determine what is more essential. Money is not everything. Aquarius. Aquarius's decision to marry is certainly not the result of a quick temper, as is the case with some of his fire-type friends, but rather the result of repeated deliberation. As with Aquarius, this sign's decision to marry in the future must be based on logical reasoning and ripe practical conditions. Such a well-planned union is, of course, unlikely to encounter a multitude of unforeseen issues. You are aware that Aquarius will not sign the marriage license unless he is psychologically prepared. A marriage that is excessively rational will inevitably lack romance. In the long run, you will discover that the marriage you have worked so hard to cultivate lacks a little sweetness, and the couple will feel increasingly distant. Advice: if you comprehend this, Aquarius, temporarily set aside your rigid reasoning and consider what weekend surprise you could give this person. Pisces. Getting married is a very romantic event for Pisces. It demonstrates that a relationship that has endured many difficulties has finally reached a successful conclusion. Marriage is evidence that two people share a profound and unbreakable love. Advice: a happy marriage must not only be based on complete love, but also on mutual support in life and financial matters. If you want a happy marriage, you must first overcome your laziness and start doing housework seriously the day you get married. If you can't do housework, you and your spouse should divide the chores.